All right, folks, sorry about that. That's the second time this week that my show's been dropped abruptly for seemingly no reason. Happened last night on the show, and we're back on, and we'll continue the show as I promised this segment. As I was just about to say, we will be taking phone calls, 866-841-1065, and I was just about to go to our friend in Idaho, David, but I got cut off all of a sudden, and I don't know why. What was I saying? What did I do? I don't know. All right, let's check out David in Idaho. David, did you see that? Right when I went to your call, I dropped off from the face of the earth.
Yes, I saw that.
They must not want you on air. You got something good for us? What's up?
Well, yes, I have a question. I've got this book. It's called The Fundamental Laws, a report of the 68th Convocation of the Rose-Cross Order, 1916. In the book, it talks about the neophytes, and to instruct the neophytes in the mysteries of the Egyptians, they created a place called Beverly Hall in Bohemian Grove. They could talk about it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's got alchemies such as libraries with knowledge, gardens and how to grow things, metals, chemicals. Anyway, they teach people these things there. And these mysteries are controlled. The whole goal of these Rose-Cross Order was to control the knowledge, it sounded like to me. Anyway, they started to instruct these students that would come here to these convocations and learn about these mysteries, like college professors and stuff. Anyway, I just lump them all together. But so their goal was to infiltrate all the professions to control the knowledge. And then I get this little warning in the book. It says, warning. As this book is being printed, we received information of two associations using the title Order of the Melchizedek, or like it. One is a spiritualistic body, and the other a pure fraud. Neither body has the right to the title, as this belongs to the Magi, who has used it for unknown years.
Yeah, the Magi.
So,
interesting.
So here we go. Here's a book that says it has control all the knowledge, but yet it doesn't want you to associate with the Melchizedek. And so I'm trying to figure out where this Melchizedek, they don't refer to who this is, they just say Melchizedek.
Well, that's probably Satan. I'll ask Mark about that. He knows more about this stuff than I do. Mark, you still with us, buddy?
Yes, I believe that Melchizedek is an original priest class group that was around during the time of Abraham. It's spoken about in the book of Genesis. So Melchizedek is definitely biblically referred to. It's referred to in Genesis, and it is, I believe, a priest class. So it was like an order in ancient biblical times, as far as I know.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Thanks for the call, David. Appreciate it. All right, we also have Madison in California on the line. I was telling you about Bitcoin and about that story about how a Bitcoin user lost $500,000. Online theft is a fact of life nowadays. But yesterday, this Bitcoin user woke to find his whole fortune of Bitcoins had been plundered. The user with the handle Alevane found 25,000 Bitcoins had been stolen, a value of $500,000. So is this Bitcoin stuff as safe, maybe, as we thought it was at first? We'll have a sponsor on the show Friday to tell us more from Bitcoin Exchange, and we'll talk about the ins and outs as to whether or not it's safe. But Madison, real quick, we only have less than a minute here. What was your thoughts on that?
Okay, I just want to make it clear. I don't think it's used like as a keylogger or necessarily like a Trojan to steal your information off your computer. What is circulating in some cryptology circles is that it could be used as a distributed system to crack other passwords. As in, they could use a MySQL injection on someone's website, steal their database, and then use the Bitcoin system as a distributed network to crack all of those passwords much faster than anyone could on their own computer.
I see. So it's not necessarily unsafe. And, well, thank you for clarifying that. That's a little bit more technically savvy than is what I'm capable of understanding. Hold that thought, though, because we're coming up to the top of the hour, and we'll be back next hour with more on Bitcoin and so much other great topics that we discuss on the Bob Tuskin Show. Mark Passio, What on Earth is Happening, joining us, along with Popeye from FederalJack.com, and you, the listener, 866-841-1065. Toll-free number. Get out your crayons. Write this down. I want to hear from you guys. 866. One.
Today, at least back in the 30s after the Rothschilds, Warburgs, and Rockefellers robbed the American economy, many of us had some understanding of the unsavory characters who had gained control of the banking system. Today, they have totally infiltrated your media, academia, your Congress, and have left not a trace of the truth to be told. That's why I'm so glad I can tune into the Bob Tuskin Radio Show. The Bob Tuskin Radio Show.
All right, and as I said, our new sponsor from BitcoinExchange.cc be on the program tomorrow night to talk about the ins and outs of Bitcoin. Wrap my head around that. And, of course, Scott from the Believers Underground, as usual, will be on the second hour of Friday's program to talk about Earth changes and so much more. I want to thank our good friend, Payday Monsanto, for the intro and outro, the official intro and outro of the Bob Tuskin Show. Don't go anywhere. Hour number 2 coming up in just a moment. Should be a lot of fun. Stand by. We'll be right back.